Disney has done it again, guys. They've Last Jedi, another core element of Star Wars. Now, the Force has been completely destroyed. It is no longer the essence that surrounds us, that penetrates us, that gives the Jedi their power. No, it is now a thread. It's just, connections to people. And if you're a powerful enough female Force user or a powerful enough witch, you can see these threads and you can properly use it and control it. And that is what it's now is. It's now this female entity that's the thread. So goodbye, A New Hope. Goodbye, former Star Wars lore. Hello, woke SJW Star Wars. That's pretty much what we have going on here. And it's all within this shabby story of Osha and May's childhood before their family got destroyed. Now, from the story, from what we see, we have the trope of one twin is being good, one twin is being evil. One wants to go out and explore the world. The other one wants to stay at home and be part of the collective that's at home. So we have a nice little dynamic going on there between the two sisters. And it's okay the first time it happens, but they just beat us over the head again and again and again that these two are different. Okay, they are different, but they are special. So just gotta remember, guys, they are so different that Osha, she doesn't want to be part of the Witch's Coven. Okay, she wants to go out and explore the world, and May, she's controlling. She's evil. Okay, it's just like, give me a break. Okay, you couldn't show us these two sisters just getting along for at least a little bit. Caring for each other, being good girls. Like every single scene, it was just always bickering and fighting, and I never really got the sense that they really truly cared for each other. That's the thing. Like, if you were to just want archetypes of what sibling rivalry was, sure, this might be a good show for that. But I never really got a sense that Osha really cared for May, or that May really truly cared for what Osha wanted. That as long as Osha did what May wanted, everything was fine. So they just completely failed at a writing standpoint at that. And also, that's not the only part that just beat the heck out of us. Apparently, we now have forced birth. That's the best way I can describe it. People have said it's immaculate conception, but I'm not going to use that word for this because for what they do here is completely a bastardization. So what happens here is that apparently the witches of the Dathomir Coven that escaped to this planet due to being persecuted by the Jedi, that's, at least they never tell us that, but we put two together. Apparently these witches were able to grab hold of the thread and shove it into another witch that thus created these two twins. Maybe it isn't quite that violent or that graphic, but that's pretty much the sense of what we get that happened here. And they just beat us over the head again and again that these witches were so powerful that they were even more powerful than Plagueis and Palpatine, that they were so much better than these two Sith Lords, that they knew how to create life and, in fact, even stronger chosen ones than Anakin Skywalker. So SJW to the fifth power, I guess, is what's going on here. And it's all this SJW collectiveness that they try to beat us over the head, that be part of the collective, being an individual is not a good thing, that every time that Osha tries to say that she wants to go do her own thing, that she doesn't want to join the Coven, everyone around her is like, no, become witch, do the ascension, join your sister and become a full member of the Coven. And we pretty much get to the point where the ceremony is going on. May has accepted the rights to join the Coven. Apparently some kind of force thing has been shoved into her by her mother, and now she has a symbol on her forehead. And now it's Osha's turn to say that she wants to join the Coven. We can clearly see that the little girl doesn't want to join, but she just goes ahead and acquiesces to her mother's request. But before the Force entity can be shoved into her as well, the Jedi show up, saving her from a fate that she did not want. Now, here's the thing. If your enemy is the Jedi, if they've been the ones who have been persecuting you, first thing off, you want to get your kids out of there. They don't do that. They leave them in the back hiding. Second, your girls should have a massive fear of the Jedi, okay? I'm not saying that the Jedi are evil. From our point of view, the Jedi are the good guys, and the witches are evil. For those who don't know, witches use the dark side of the Force. They're from Dathomir, at least that's the only ones that I know of, and they use the darker side of sorcery. Now, as far as I know, the Jedi and witches haven't really ever had any wars or major conflicts with each other, so this whole thing of the Jedi pursuing the witches and exterminating them for practicing things that are unnatural, like what Palpatine said. I don't really know about that, but apparently this one coven was selected out of all the other covens are Dathomir for some reason. Whatever the reason is, that's the story that they're now going with. But at least be consistent within your world. Okay, these are the Jedi. They've been persecuting you. They've been hunting you down, and you let them into your coven. Not only do you let them into your coven, but somehow you don't get your daughters out of there, and somehow your daughters don't have a massive fear of the Jedi or dislike the Jedi. Now, May does dislike the Jedi, but May has been fully indoctrinated. She's now full on witch, so she's just a lost cause. But Osha, she wants to go trust the Jedi. She wants to go join the Jedi. In fact, she rushes out from her hiding place when a Jedi calls out to her, and one of the Jedi wants to see if she wants to be tested to join them, which she acquiesces to his request. And we go see them go be tested the next day, both Osha and May. Now, both the girls are instructed by their mother to fail the test. Whatever the Jedi ask you, just tell them the opposite, just lie to them. And May, she does an excellent job. She lies to the Jedi, and they never even ask her to join them. But when Osha goes up, she tries to lie, but the Jedi catch on what's going on, and they get her to confess that she was told to lie to them, and she tells them that she wants to join the Jedi, which, it's fine, but she should not be trusting the Jedi. It's very different things to, I want to go out and explore the universe, to, I want to go join the Jedi who've been killing and persecuting my own people. Now, they never said that in the episode, but who else is going to be going after Force users? Who else would have chased you out here? Like, I don't really know, but you gotta explain that one to me. Maybe it's the Sith, but I really wouldn't understand it, because the Sith would more so just leave you where you are and use you as pawns against the Jedi, not forcing you off of your planet. So I'm sorry, I just don't understand that aspect at all to it. Now, with the results of the test done, Osha goes back to the coven, and when May and her mom and everyone else finds out, they are not all that pleased. But Osha stands her ground that this is what she wants to do. May runs off, rejecting Osha completely, and her mother, she seems to somewhat accept what Osha wants to do and tells her that she'll go talk to the coven. With that, Osha then goes out to pack up to leave with the Jedi. Now, as she's packing up, May arrives, and apparently she steals Osha's notebook and locks her into the room, and the most retarded part of the episode shows up when May lights the notebook on fire, sets the door on fire, and then the whole room of stone that's lit on fire starts to march towards her. Now, I told you that this room is made of stone. Let me tell you a little bit about where they live. So, the planet that they just got to, the planet that they're hiding, they live on a mountainside that's been reconstructed. So, it looks like some kind of massive fortress, temple area that they're living in. So who made it? We have no idea. Presumably the witches did, but it looks pretty ancient. But as far as I can tell, it's just them who made it, because it has a whole bunch of modern electrical equipment within, unless you did a lot of manual labor to reconstruct it to the way that you want it, maybe. But that's besides the point. That the stone is on fire. It's a massive stone fortress that the witches built, so maybe they built it off of wood and then just painted with stone. I'm just trying to understand how the showrunners thought this would all work. But thankfully, somehow Osha has mechanical technical skills and is able to hack into a panel that opens up a covering for her to escape from. I don't know what kids in Star Wars are doing, but I'm pretty sure they aren't learning how to hack into panels to escape through portals. Now, maybe she does have that ability, because we know that she likes to go off and escaping, but this is the first time that we've seen her have this ability. Yes, we saw in episode 1 that she had it, but that's an older version that she could learn on the job. But apparently she's always had this innate love for technology, just really showing us that the connection between her and Anakin are really severe here. Now, with her escaping it through, the fire is still spreading out through the rest of the complex. Explosions are going off, and it looks like this is going to be the death of Osha. And she gets to an underground passage where she sees her sister across the canyon, and there's this big ravine that's now being split open between the two of them, and the whole place is being shooken apart. I really don't get what they're doing here. Like, they're trying to go for some sort of emotional scene, seeing the two sisters standing across each other in this wide chasm, divided, but we just saw your sister try to murder you, so I don't really get why we have any real feelings for her. and all of a sudden your sister then just falls to her death. Now, Osha also falls to her death, but thankfully Sol, who's one of the Jedi who is on the ship, is able to appear out of nowhere and grab onto her and pull her to safety. And as they're going through the temple, Osha sees that her whole entire coven, her whole entire family is now dead on the floor, but from the fire of May, and she can't really mourn too much. They gotta go, and the fumes, I guess, knock her out, and Sol has to carry her back to the ship. Now, she doesn't wake up until they're on their way back to Coruscant, and Sol tells her that he's so sorry that what happened, and that she'll never feel this sadness ever again. Now, I got some issues with this whole thing. It's all giant convoluted mess. First off, what is the Jedi doing there? Like, he just shows up out of nowhere at the last moment to save Osha. Why is he in the Witch's Coven? If the fire was that bad, how could he get through? And second, and thirdly, why didn't he use his force powers to grab onto her and onto her sister and bring him up to safety? He's a Jedi. He shouldn't have to just grab onto his hands and pull her up. This isn't like Indiana Jones where you're just dangling off the side of a cliff and no one has some kind of special ability to pull you back up. He's a Jedi Knight, for crying out loud. He should have this kind of force ability, but I guess the Jedi have force powers when the show writers find it convenient for the plot. You guys let me know, though. What did you think of this episode? For me, it's just another nail in the coffin. Star Wars at this point is dead to me. I don't really know anybody who would actually look at this and say, this is the Star Wars I grew up with. This is what I still love. For those who are still caring for Star Wars and want to watch this all the way through to the end, please let me know what your thoughts are, why you still love it, why you still have faith in Star Wars, because for me, this is just a laughingstock at this point. But that's all I really got to say, guys. Leave a like and subscribe and let me know what you think, and I'll catch you guys there. Bye.